If Joe Biden, the president, wants it in the bill, by God, it would be in the bill. Do you think Donald Trump or President Cruz, God forbid, or President Cotton or President Hawley would ever utter the word Senate parliamentarian? Would that ever enter their mind? They'd fire the person or disregard it. Are you kidding? That's what people who want to use their power do. You think they would allow the Senate parliamentarian to stop them from going to Afghanistan or Iraq, or giving subsidies to Goldman Sachs, or subsidies to Raytheon, or subsidies to Lockheed Martin, or subsidies to Pfizer, or subsidies to Silicon Valley? Oh no, nothing stops that. Let me play a little more. Again, hope you're on an empty stomach.
Partisan issue that is important to the health and the economy of this country, and made it a partisan issue. And so Joe Biden campaigning on being a moderate has put partisanship in an issue that is timely and very critical to the American
Perhaps
people.
that holds on a minimum wage, but Chris Christie and I have talked to Senator Portman about this as well. The provisions inside this COVID relief bill are popular with Republican voters.
Well, listen, yes, about 40%, right? So it's not a majority of Republican voters for sure. But I've known Joe Manchin for 12 years. He's not voting for it. It's over. He's not, well, good. You know, this is what I love, Vivette, because then Joe Manchin is literally the only standing living Democrat left in West Virginia. So you want to treat Joe Manchin that way? Believe me, we'll welcome him and to the Republican Party.
We can organize all of the working class West Virginians who need this bill.
Good.
We can organize them.
You can organize them, and in the meantime, Mitch McConnell will be the majority leader again. Because if you bully Joe Manchin around on this, it's hard to be a Democrat in West Virginia right now, especially statewide. And I've known him for 12 years. I take Joe Manchin at his word. He thinks this is bad for the Senate, and he's not going to do it. So this is what I love. I love every Sunday being here, watching these guys argue.
If Joe Manchin wants to be a Republican, let him be a Republican. We will play a Democrat against him.
That is not
burn down the village in order to save it. That's great.
If we can't get this done, then we can't get anything done. The caucus needs to stick together on this.
Excuse me if I don't take my political advice from Mr. Bridgegate, another corrupt jerk-off who should not have a TV platform and a nice contract from ABC. Who the made Joe Manchin president of the United States? Can somebody explain that to me? Did you vote for Joe Manchin to be president of the United States? Did you vote for Joe Manchin to be dog catcher? What is this insane nonsense about we need to work our entire political program around the sentiments of Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema? Let me tell you a little story. Folks. Okay? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she used to have a chief of staff named Shoykat, I don't know his last name, and a communications director known as Corbin Trent. They left. She she restaffed with more, traditional Washington lifers. And now Shoykat, Corbin, and a couple other people, they created a super PAC. I forget the name of it, but they created a super PAC. And their whole intent and being is to basically shame corporate senators, corporate Democrats, so they're focusing on the Senate, into action. So what this new super PAC, I don't know the name, what they did was they went on air in West Virginia, on radio, on TV, against Joe Manchin. Very unusual. Joe Manchin doesn't really have much, negative ads other than, his Senate re-elections, where Republicans are hitting him. But they went on air in the radio in West Virginia, TV in West Virginia, attacking him for being against the $2,000 checks. He said absolutely not to $2,000 checks. And what do you know? He started getting heat in West Virginia. People started calling him nasty letters, negative media coverage. all of a sudden he backs off the hell no to $2,000 checks. So do me a favor, Chris Christie, go eat another Twinkie, sorry, and shut the fuck up about, oh, I've known him for 12 years and he won't do anything. If literally no progress will be had in the United Corporations of America for the next 4 years because we have to bow down to Joe Manchin, then we should all go home, go to sleep, and call it a life. Seriously. We should all give up. If Joe Manchin, the Almighty, rules the world. Because let me tell you something, okay? If it was Bernie Sanders, who I'm not so happy with right now anyway, but if it was Bernie or a living, breathing progressive in that White House, here's what would happen. You would publicly say, sorry, disagree with the Senate parliamentarian. So we're going to put a $15 minimum wage into the coronavirus relief bill. $15 minimum wage is not enough, but we're going to start with that. And Mr. Manchin is going to vote for it. Kristen Sinema is going to vote for it. Here are the statistics in West Virginia for poverty, in Arizona for poverty, for wage stagnation in Arizona, in West Virginia, in opioid abuse, which is heavy in West Virginia. And if they aren't going to vote for it, then I'm going to take the fight to them. As the President of the United States, I'm going to West Virginia, I'm going to Arizona, and they're going to have to explain to the people of West Virginia and Arizona why they won't vote for it. And if they won't vote for it, if they won't listen to the American people who overwhelmingly want a $15 minimum wage, including Republicans, by the way, majority of Republicans, then you know what? I and the DNC, we're going to find people to primary them because they don't belong in Congress. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. And let me tell you something. If he did even 50% of what I just said, Joe Manchin wouldn't be blocking because Joe Manchin only cares about Joe Manchin and staying in power. But we can't do that because the Senate parliamentarian says no. The Senate parliamentarian says no. Give me a break. And this, I got to tell you, I'm sorry. Love Bernie. Still have my Bernie action figure. But Bernie, why in the first place did you even play this game with the Senate parliamentarian? And we're going to talk to lawyers and try and get it approved by the Senate parliamentarian. Did you honestly think that Joe Biden was even leaving it up to the Senate parliamentarian for that reason? Do you not realize that this is all coordinated and the Senate parliamentarian is just doing the bidding because Biden didn't want it in the coronavirus stimulus because Biden doesn't see it as a priority and ultimately is probably closer to it being $11 or $12 an hour, which is what Hillary Clinton wanted when she first ran for president in 2000. Well, her second campaign, she said, I'm closer to $12 an hour and only was shamed into it moving to $15 an hour. We're headed towards that territory, folks, where Biden, to bring back the good old days of Democrats and Republicans coming together to screw you, they'll come to $11.50 an hour, something like that. And sell it as a victory. Look, folks, we rescued the economy, we stopped the virus, and we increased the minimum wage to a mildly less starvation wage. That's what's happening, folks. That's what's coming.
This is an opportunity rather than a burden, and I think we're approaching it wrong. People are going to remember when this passes, not that the minimum wage wasn't in it, but that you got actual relief for COVID and the economy, get the economy moving. That is what all the trajectory shows. Number two, I really get this. The minimum wage has to be done.
Has to be done.
And I think Nancy did a smart thing putting it in there because that's going to be all due respect, knowing it's not going to be in the final package. That's a TV spot against Republicans. Florida showed you $15 is popular. put that package, allow states to ramp off if they don't want to do it. They want to do it at $12.50. They want to do it at $13. And then with other things like that are important for fighting poverty, the earned income tax credit and the child credit, then you have a package that people can come together on. I think it's an opportunity. And Joe Biden, I think showing that he's going to fight, is doing exactly, and I believe this, the Democrats will rally behind the president because we need a popular president. And saying that we're going to threaten somebody, when you go back, 92, Bill Clinton won 50 out of 72 counties. Neither Barack Obama or Joe Biden won a single county in West Virginia. Saying we're going to threaten Joe Manchin only makes him more popular.
West Virginia. Just reminded me.
I'm saying get him on
threatening
the field
Richard Shelby in 1992 didn't work out so well.
Now, I was not for that. You were for that. I was against that strategy. That Richard Shelby flipped parties. That is not the way you do that.
We cannot allow one man from West Virginia to control this entire next 4 years.
But at the same time,
no more than we could allow one man from Kentucky to do it in the last 4.
At the same time, we cannot allow one facet of the Democratic Party dictate COVID relief. And if you say minimum wage is such an important issue, then it should have been taken care of long ago and stand alone.
Well, in 2000,
but you also need to talk to not just those that are going to benefit from minimum wage, all of the people that will lose their jobs if you force.
No, I can't put you through any more of that. I can't put you through any more of that. So let me just little message for Rahm Emanuel. Little message for Rahm Emanuel. The American people, frankly, they don't give a damn about the Democrats and the Republicans getting together in some unity. That is a neoliberal West Wing, because all these people got hooked on the West Wing as if that's real life. It's not. Good show, not the real world. I don't give a damn about unity. I don't give a damn if Democrats and Republicans work together. In fact, I don't want them to work together, because when Democrats and Republicans work together, usually what you get is welfare reform, repealing Glass-Steagall, NAFTA, the Iraq War, the Patriot Act, crime bill. The list could go on and on. I don't want them working together. The American people voted for Joe Biden. He won. I know some people don't like that, but he won. There was no stolen election. The American people Georgia specifically put the Democrats in there, not so they could work with obstructionist Republicans, so that they could raise the minimum wage. The DNC, this new guy, we got a black DNC chair. Okay, wonderful. Well, it's the same emails asking me for money after abandoning your promises. You told us, DNC, you told us, Biden, you put these two in Georgia, you're getting a $2,000 check out the door. Well, still waiting for that $2,000 check. I don't care if these black chairmen, I don't care if Neera Tanden is Asian American, I don't care if they're glow in the dark. I don't care if they're holograms. It's all the same bullshit. And I'm sorry, I'm cursing a lot today. And at a certain point, I want to be clear, I'm not calling for any violence. But at a certain point, the people cannot take it anymore. And I think we're getting to that point. At a certain point, the people cannot take it anymore. Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com, where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.